Yo, most powerful ability in the game acquired. The run is going to get quite a bit more crazy very soon.
It's absolutely massive, Toadette. Grips just took a few deaths getting sent back to that safety station.
I heard you guys like lore, right? Well, we have go fast left, we have go fast up with enemy, we have go fast down, and now we have go fast up without enemy. Charge jump acquired.
Hello, friends and folks. Happy Monday to everybody, whether it's the day, the morning, or evening. My screen name is Covert Muffin, and we are going to be bringing you a round of 16 match of Ronny, the 2nd seed, versus Noxitu, the grenade jump master, sitting at the 15th seed slot. For the Ori and the Blind Force, all skills, no out of bounds, no teleport anywhere, no tumble warp tournament in this fine year 2022. Richard, joining me on comms today. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, we are now through the round of 32 and into the round of 16. Can you actually believe it? We've had 16 matches already, and now we are getting to see this first foray into the round of 16 with Ronny and Noxitu.
Yeah, Ronny, one of the best Ori runners in the world. Honestly, 27-22 is their PB. They are absolutely heavily favored here today. And Noxitu with a 32.09, that is a very respectable PB, and they have been making great progress since picking the game back up for this tournament. It's been very impressive to see them improve and all of the strats that they end up bringing. But both of our runners on keyboard and mouse, both of our runners with a nice slew of other speed games under their belts. And I am just really looking forward to seeing what our runners bring to the table here, Richard.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of interesting play. I was watching Ronny's stream just before this, actually, and he rattled off a 28. Can you believe that, Covert?
Wow.
Right away, just right before this race. Like, that is incredible consistency there from Ronny. And, you know, Noxitu mostly just streams his races, so it's going to be interesting to see how Noxitu performs while actually streaming.
Yeah, indeed. You know, anything can really happen in Ori, and it's very, very unlikely Ronny will get above like a 30, let alone like a 32. So, we're going to be completely honest. It's gonna take like a really big whoops from Ronny to be able to make that a chance for Noxitu to come back into this race, but. Maybe both of our runners putting up really fast times would be really exciting to see. I mean, if Ronny pulls out at 28, I am absolutely going to be hyped. And if Noxitu is able to either close out a PB or get a really low time, that is also going to be incredibly exciting to see. But the countdown has begun, so our runners are going to be underway. As we have the bracket, Ronny and Noxitu sitting at the top for the round of 16. We also have White Paws and O Cheese, so that winner will be ending up facing off the winner of this match here today.
Yeah, and we'll be getting started here, and there's actually going to be a slight deviation as we get started with this race. So we're going to be getting started here very soon, and one of the interesting things you can do in this game is change the color of Ori. Now, chat, I want to hear what your favorite color is, okay? Because we're actually going to be seeing Noxitu likely do the color code at the beginning. We usually don't see Ronny at the beginning of these races doing the color code, so we'll see what happens here in this race. And Noxitu starting off with a pink Ori, Ronny over on the left side with a white Ori. So you can see the difference. And Noxitu having an advantage just because pink is a nicer color. No offense to all the other colors, but you know, pink's just better.
Yeah, the color code's always really fun, and it's we don't need to do any sort of modification. Like, this is in the game, like to do just the sequence of inputs to be able to change Ori's color. So at like certain points in time when we are like picking up sign here, for instance, we just have to like sit through this small cutscene. It's a great time to like change Ori's color code. And I was really hoping for like a deep dark purple or blue, because then it's like you can't see where Ori is if you're going through glades or going into black burrows.
Fall in the water and then you just wonder where you are, you know? Where'd I go? Just disappeared.
You have become the water. All right, so here we go. Frankie fight. Pacing, sign shots to be able to attack within the distance. Nicely done from both of our runners. Ronny being able to close up some of that distance as both of our runners are now going to be heading over to the right. And it's going to be important that we watch our runner's HP. Ronny taking a damage while Noxitu on the right was having a little bit of a trouble with one of the tighter jumps, I want to say, in the casual playthrough overall. But nice flower pad there from Ronny. It does look like they got a stack while Noxitu did not get a stack.
And while we're getting these keystones in the early game, not much to talk about, so I do want to mention that Noxitu is facing an uphill battle here because Ronny not only was the runner-up of the 2018 All Skills Tournament, but was the 2019 winner of the All Skills Tournament. So we'll see how Ronny performs here as they go into their Ghost Door, and it'll be really nice to see how consistent Ronny can be. He's gotten 28s as the tournament average for this tournament, so it's really showing a lot of consistency as he goes for 3 HP here while Noxitu goes for 4.
Yeah, good call from Noxitu. Like, going for the early 4 health it really only does lose just a small number of seconds overall for the entire route. So nice safety. It's going to be very useful in the areas, especially where things start dealing 2, if not 3 damage. Noxitu taking a lot of hurt as well while they're going down, but they are able to get through that nice heal from grabbing that 4th health cell, right, Richard? That just absolutely saved them.
That was really frightening, honestly, because when you go down and not kill that Bramble, you want to get down right away. So
yeah. All right, very nicely done. Ronny, great experience range. They're going to be able to level up on the way out. Nice damage boost from Noxitu as well, being aware that they're experienced. So Noxitu on the left, they're going to try... Nope, they're just going to level up on the way down. Destroying those spores is going to be nice. A little bit faster from Ronny, though, with this nice route is going to save him a good small chunk of time. But now Ronny, grabbing the energy cell, is going to be heading back over to the right, as Noxitu is going to high-five their friend as they are now collecting wall jump.
Yeah, and now with Ronny going towards Blackroot Burrows, we're going to be seeing an area that has changed actually a lot in the last few weeks, or in the last month or so. Blackroot Burrows has had a large number of different time saves being incorporated into it, into faster strats. We'll see how each of these players try to navigate through each of those obstacles, because one of the things that I actually talked about with Ronny prior to this race is, in a race setting, your mindset has to be different. You don't want to actually deal with all of the world record time saves when you have someone breathing down your back where they can catch up in an instant, and you can lose maybe 45 seconds, a minute, or something like that. So we might actually be seeing Ronny here take some safe strats as we enter Blackroot Burrows.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we see out of Ronny. 31 experience for them, so we'll see what they end up doing. They do pick up Quick Flame as a start. There's no surprise there. Magnetless is going to be the choice for Ronny going into the mid-game sections, which is going to be difficult but very doable for him. So Ronny on the left, the first to enter Blackroot Burrows. Noxitu was getting a little bodied by Trojan Log as they were trying to leave wall jump tree, but they were able to get up after some adjustments. But nicely done from Ronny. We do see one of those safety saves being dropped down immediately there, and they get the frame perfect pickup on that orb there, Richard.
Very nicely done. And as he gets this 100 XP up here, there's going to be the laser section over to the right, and I believe that Ronny is going to also be taking a safety save before the lasers as well. So we'll see what happens there as Noxitu coming down. We'll see if Noxitu takes this same safety save that Ronny did. Looks like yes, it is, and Ronny also saving.
Yeah, nicely done, and then jumping through the lasers. Wow, very nice cycle there from Ronny on the left with the lasers. So the lasers are actually not corporal even though they're still visible right at the end. You can actually just end up passing through them. But if you mistime that very, very slightly, we saw how tight that cycle was for Ronny.
Ronny got an energy drop, actually, so we'll see if he actually goes for any special save anywheres here in Blackroot Burrows, because Ronny is expected to have 1 energy here in a race because of that safety save before the lasers. But yeah, it looks like Ronny just doing the normal strats that he's comfortable with for this race. So yeah.
Yeah, very nice. And it looks like their EXP is within range. They do want that to be a bit of a higher number, like of spacing, especially with magnetless. It makes the strat actually a little bit more safer to be able to get the energy into the door. Meanwhile, we see Noxitu is 15 away, so they are going to be 3 away.
Oh, Noxitu missing the platform,
Yeah.
it looked like. Very unfortunate from Noxitu. The whole platform cycle here is not something that you want to deal with.
Yep, so eyes on the left, though. Ronny is going to be going for a really tight quit to menu here. So he's going to quit to menu, then move to the left immediately to try and stack 2 cutscenes. Oh, it looks like he was just barely too far to the left. So now he is not going to be doing the blind movement here on dash tree, which is a bit of time loss, but it is going to be a little bit easier to work through. But meanwhile, on the right, we do see Noxitu going with that new save anywhere that you were alluding to, Richard. That Ronny could have gone with for that extra energy crystal drop. So going to be moving through, playing it safe, jumping across to drop the orb down onto that platform. And we are going to see how Noxitu is able to perform at this trick.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we have, tricks all over the place as Ronny is going to be going for Frankie Walk here. Going to be bringing this Frankie over. Really hoping that there are no mistakes coming up towards this Death Gauntlet area, because if that happens, Noxitu is right back in this race. But we'll see what happens here.
Okay, Noxitu does get the stack on the right, but eyes on the left. This is the crucial juncture for Ronny in the run, as Richard was alluding to. There, he gets the kill. He gets the energy into the door, and Ronny is now going immediately into Death Gauntlet, but with only 3 health, he cannot take another damage in this area, but nicely done, able to pace his way through. But Noxitu on the right also just nailing that blind movement. Very beautiful play from both of our runners, Richard.
Ronny with another safety save here. You know that Ronny wants to win this race. I think really the eye is on the prize of winning this tournament. Going with all these safety strats, trying to make sure to lock in that time save, because in a race setting, okay, very nicely done from Ronny as well, getting that grotto cycle as well.
Yeah, very well done. And as Richard was saying, you only get 1 shot in a tournament, right? Each of these are going to be best of ones. But Noxitu on the right, nicely done with the Frankie Walk, getting the level up with Magnet, having a bit of an easier time, and they are into the Poison Swim. Ronny takes a little bit of a death on the left, no problem.
Death line on the right side.
Yep. And
Noxitu taking... No!
Noxitu! Oh no, that's so brutal.
It's very unfortunate death right there.
Yeah, that's so tough. Recovering from that can be really tricky. You need to hold to the left if you end up missing it to be able to fall back to the platform instead of trying to force it to work. But Ronny on the left making quick work. Nice blind movement, getting very high up on the wall. Nice dash, intentional damage boost there off of the Frankie to be able to push him back onto that floor to be able to get 1 more dash in. All these tiny little optimizations have been pinpoint perfect for Ronny. And now coming up to Grotto Skip on the left. Of course he gets it first try.
Baguette jump with killing the energy there. So, nicely done from Ronny getting through this section. Noxitu taking another attempt at the Death Gauntlet here. We'll see how Noxitu fares, if he's going to play it safe or going to go for Death Glide again. Looks like he's going for Death Glide again. Takes another hit, goes to 1 HP covert. That is scary.
Yeah, fortunately 2 health drops there, so he's going to be back up to 3 health as he is going to be going and approaching for his attempts at the God Cycle. And the movement from Ronny has just been so crisp and clean. This is why watching runners at the highest level of gameplay is just so refreshing. Beautiful dash glide before that 1 spike from the slime ends up connecting, and Ronny is just playing so well. But on the right, Noxitu, no, they get a vault on the ledge, so they are not going to be able to get that same fast cycle that we saw from Ronny, losing them just around 8 seconds. It's not too much.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this is actually a nice breather, because after that 1 HP scare, I feel like my heart would be racing. I don't know about yours, but Noxitu definitely wanting to, lower that heart rate a bit as we go into the meat and potatoes of this run covert.
Yeah, indeed. Nice thing also is you get to drop a safety save, right? If you make the God Crusher cycle in Grotto, it's like you can't drop a safety save. Your safety save is at the 2-key door, and nobody's ever taken a death there and got sent all the way back to Blackroot Burrows before. Nope, not me.
Nope,
not me.
never.
Nope. All right, Ronny on the left is going to be heading into Ginso Tree.
Yeah, and here we're going to get to see some wonderful double jumping movement from Ronny. And, we'll see how Ronny does going into here. Again, Ronny doing pretty well so far. Obviously, a couple flubs earlier, but, a mid-11 for a race against someone that has a 32-minute PB. There's nothing to be worried about for Ronny. I think Ronny is feeling pretty secure here, as Noxitu trying to go for these jumps, not quite getting it, though. Gets it on the third try.
Yeah, that trick is really deceiving. And
Oh,
going for
Noxitu.
jump. Come on, Noxitu. Be French.
Nice try, Noxitu. You tried twice, and, it's okay. Mr. Asmus cycle here over on Ronnie's side, getting that death, so this shooter in the top right shoots a little bit earlier. So, good job from Ronny going through Black Root Burrows. Again, Ronny has Quick Flame, so going to be able to hopefully take this mini boss down pretty quickly with 3 shots per hit.
Yeah, we're seeing some really nice movement from Noxitu coming through Grotto. They actually went for some really, really difficult and very minute time saves for certain wall jump movement, and they just hit it out of the park. Very impressive to see from a runner like Noxitu, who is very good and very competent at the game. Ronny doing a nice job with the mini boss on the left, as Noxitu is continuing to go up and join their friend in that Ginso tree.
Yeah, and now Ronny going towards the bash tree. This is where the run is going to speed up. There's going to be a lot of double bashing that you're going to be seeing from Ronny's end to save himself time, to propel himself in certain directions as we go through this area. One of the things that I want to mention, actually, is Ronny did have, that I was noticing while he was practicing, did have a couple flubs on some double bashes. Let's hope that that does not happen here as we go towards, these very important parts of the run.
Yeah, missing the first cycle there for Ronny, but he's going to take this shot here with a nice double bashing. Gets a very beautiful angle to be able to bring that shot up and destroy that wall. Very nice play from Ronny. And then here, again, using a double bash method because they have a max health of 3, dropping that save at one of the highest points that they can for the key dupe location. Nice job there, taking an intentional damage boost. And on the left is Ronny get key dupe. Nice angle. Indeed, he does keystones into the door and now back into the inventory, respawning them on the map. Allows us to take 3 additional keystones from this area where normally we can only get 4. Instead, we get 7, and look at that. Beautiful strat. Man, whoever came up with that strat must be a handsome gentleman.
I'm going to assume that was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the disguised Danish over here, coming up with these strategies.
Yeah, nicely done, Ronny. Also getting the 2 of the experience orbs from that boss. One of them is going to be lagging a bit behind, so not quite doing the double back strat to get all 3, but I imagine their experience is still going to be fine as they are going to be heading into the late portions of the game. Meanwhile, on the right, we see Noxitu coming on into Ginso, using the upper method. They have to be careful of this spider. Nice job using a beautiful dash glide to carry their momentum into this portal room. But ooh, that looks a little spooky, but they were able to recover and get through without taking any damage except for that one little spike there.
Meanwhile, Ronny has skipped this laser cutscene, going to be going towards his own swamp entry. We're going to be seeing a double bash method from him. We're actually seeing different strategies from both runners because Noxitu is not going to be doing this method. But Ronny getting 2 double bashes here to propel himself, break the barrier there, and make it through towards the stomp tree.
Wow, textbook, and oh my goodness, Noxitu with another color code change.
Painted in blood.
Yep, but they're 1 health away, Richard, so they do have to be very careful here with the mini-boss. Nice seeing that 1 frame tell to be able to go over and tell that the mini-boss was spawning on the right. But here we go, the boss is almost dead, but that spore deals 1 damage. No, they're able to get
left side nicely done from Ronny. I don't know if we can get a replay of that, but Ronny making it to the stomp tree. Very nicely done. From him, so he's going to be able to, get through here very cleanly as Noxitu comes up to the bash tree, and again, Noxitu using those color codes is actually kind of hard to see Ori.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually going to affect Noxitu coming in later into this run, but that's kind of the worry when you do the color code is you got to be careful about that. As Ronnie going to be bringing Ringo over here and actually going to be doing a bash and bashing again to get up to this ability cell a little bit faster.
Yeah, very nicely done from Ronnie. Coming up here on the left is also going to be a cutscene that Ronnie is going to be attempting.
Oh,
to
Ronnie!
Yeah, they
Oh.
just take a little death, but their save is there, and they have a hyperspeed over, so that loss of like a second. But there we go, nice bash, displacing Ori to the other side of the cutscene triggers, allowing them to get through. And speaking of bashes, Noxitu doing a great job working through Ginso on the right. And ooh, no, the shot despawns, so that...
Ronnie going for double bashes here.
Oh god, on the left, look at this strat,
Oh,
bringing the
is
shot
that lag right there? Oh, jeez, Ori.
and is going to be stomping this wall.
Oh,
Does
no.
not get it, so they are going to have to end up watching this cutscene. So a bit of time loss for our number 2 seed here as they're going through, while Noxitu nails that there Kidu.
You can see here on the bottom left, going for that stomp, but bashing that projectile just a little bit too soon before that wall breaks.
Yeah, it's a very, very precise and very difficult strat, and Ronnie was so incredibly close to getting it. But Ronnie the first to make it over to Charge Flame Tree. They are now going to be heading up towards the Spirit Well and moving on over to their left side of the map. Meanwhile, Noxitu on the right takes down the Elemental. They are going to be heading back, and we do have a bit of an update. We see that Ronnie is just 17 seconds behind his PB, so this is literally still sub 28 pace. Richard, right? Like,
Yeah, that is an incredible time for a no reset run. Again, I was
Yeah.
mentioning that Ronnie literally got a 28 before this. Like,
yeah.
Ronnie is the pillar of consistency when you look at Ori speedrunning. People will lose, 40 seconds a minute here and there. Ronnie just showing how well, he's performed in all of these tournaments. Again, a very consistently highly placing player in these tournaments, and that is no joke here as he goes for fast Dauntless.
Yeah, very nicely done. We see some of those additional safety saves coming down for Ronnie as well. But on the left, here we go. Ronnie's going to be setting up in the position. Great standing spot. The shot was high. I don't know about that angle, but we will know in a moment. Taking this next spider shot to come up to this ability cell, grab the ability cell, and going for Stempless, but does not quite get down to the lantern in time, Richard.
Yeah, Ronnie, was thinking about going for the new Stempless as well, saving underneath that ability cell. Ended up not going for it. Probably just wanting to secure this victory. I actually don't know if Ronnie is watching this race, but knowing that you have a very comfortable lead against Noxitu, you really don't want to give anything up against anyone.
All right, Noxitu having a little bit of trouble, almost falling back down into the poison water, but nice recovery. They are able to get onto left plank. They have to take a shot. No, they're going for the new damage boost. Nicely done from Noxitu. That one can be really devastating. And Ronnie on the left, bashing that bird in and through the spikes, and then rocket jumping all the way up into Sorrow Pass. And we are about to now see Sea Juggle? Yeah, I guess it's called Charge Juggle if you were to pronounce it. But Sea Juggle from Ronnie now, just being able to bring this frog up in order to break the ceiling to be able to get access to Sunstone. This is incredibly tight trick, and if he accidentally hits the frog with a single charge dash, it will die. But nicely done from Ronnie, textbook Sea Juggle, as they are going to be coming down and then rocket jumping all the way up to the top of Sorrow Pass, grabbing some additional experience, and then heading over to be able to skip this cutscene.
Yeah, Noxitu over here getting this ability cell, going to be going towards the Kuro cutscene skip. We will see how Noxitu performs in this cutscene skip. Again, we saw Ronnie die to these spikes. Let's see if Noxitu does not die. Very nicely done. And lining up for this shot and getting through just fine.
Very nice from Noxitu to be able to skip.
Noxitu's going for this health as well, by the way, getting 5 health before going into Sorrow.
Yo, very nice. Definitely the extra safety from a 5th health cell is going to be incredibly useful coming into the late game areas where things are going to be dealing 3 damage, things are going to be dealing 4 damage if you actually end up trying to taste those tantalizing spikes.
Noxitu!
bad spider shot for Noxitu, but that safety save by the health cell is going to cost them minimal time. They don't have to do Kuro cutscene skip again. They don't have to travel that distance through growth to be able to get back to this area. So nice safety from Noxitu, and we're going to see how they recover. Do they get the shot this time? They do, Richard, and Noxitu is able to continue now towards Charge Flame Tree.
Yep, skipping that cutscene now as Ronny is going to be going into Misty Woods. This is going to be a heavy execution area of the run. Reminder to everyone in the audience, Ronny has 3 hit points. How much damage do things in Misty deal, Covert?
They deal anywhere between 1 and 3 damage. The spikes each dealing 3 damage. So Ronny cannot make a single mistake. Whoa, losing an energy there is a little spooky, but that's okay. Nice stair.
Oh, out of energy, Ronny.
Wow.
This is really unfortunate. This is going to slow things down a lot for Ronny and make him have to do strats that he's probably, you know, not the most used to. We'll see if he goes for this extra energy, and it looks like you do want to have that energy, so Ronny taking that little bit of time to grab that one energy. Gonna be,
you know,
worth
dropping
it.
the save here to do this cutscene skip that saves like roughly a second or so is like going to be bringing him back down to 0 energy, but Ronny just being like, hey, all I need to do is win the race, right? I'm far ahead, right, most likely, and I don't need to do all these fancy charge dashes through this final section. So I'm just going to drop the energy, make it to the tree where my energy is going to get fully refilled, and then focus on executing into the late game. And with that safety save, Richard, if he had taken a single hit from the spikes and taken a death, he would have only been sent back to that cutscene location instead of all the way up to the top of Sorrow Pass.
Yeah, we'll see if Ronny takes any safety saves in the latter half of Misty here. This is actually where you could probably lose the most time for most runners if you do not safety save. So, you know, Ronny going to be executing through Misty Woods here. Noxitu placing a save down underneath the ability cell. Pretty sure we're going to see him do Stempless because that happened in Noxitu's last race.
Okay, so on the right, Noxitu is lining it up. He is going to be doing a save anywhere here to be able to level up Charge Dash a little bit quicker.
Oh,
No
Noxitu missed the shot. Missed the
Yeah,
shot. Really
missed the shot.
unfortunate.
That's tough. So angling of this spider shot here that we see on the right is incredibly precise to be able to make it over to the rocks. That shot looked a little bit better. The shot was pretty high off the ground, but nice angle from Noxitu. So we'll see if they get it here. And Ronny, speaking of execution, is just really
Messed
fast
up the mini boss.
getting
Took a
through.
death, but that value safety save right there. Spending that energy to save to be right next to the mini boss, I think that actually paid off a lot.
Yeah, and it's taking Ronny a couple of additional attempts just simply because they're not used to doing that fight without any energy. So nice adaptation from Ronny, losing a bit of time to that mini boss with the safety save there, paying off in droves, Richard. But meanwhile,
Honestly,
yeah, Noxitu doing a great job making it to Glide Tree, and we are going to see how they do on their entry into Sorrow.
Yeah, and I want to mention, actually, for anyone that is watching Ronny's races throughout this tournament, in his last race as well, had trouble with that Misty mini-boss. So, you know, maybe a little bit of Kryptonite showing if, you know, you're racing against Ronny, you know, just hope that he has to fight the Misty mini-boss a few times through that race. Noxitu taking a death in the Sorrow Bash with the safety save up top near the energy. It's not going to be too costly, though.
Yeah, pretty cool method. Check this out. Taking an intentional damage boost and using the iframes to be able to just lure the bird over instead of worrying about bash angles and the like, right? They get that single bash angle off the bird, and then they just go in with that strat. I really like that from 5 HP. Yeah, with the replay down in the bottom right. Very nominative of Noxitu to be able to come up with various routing things, right? They've been planning out their own grenade jumps. They've been planning out various other elements. And so this is so cool to see Noxitu bring this on a stage like we have here for the tournament.
Yep, going into the charge jump tree now, we're going to be seeing, you know, synced up trees here, different trees, but Ronny getting grenade as we enter the late game. We're going to be seeing some grenade jumps now from Ronny, so we know those are your favorite, Covert.
They are indeed. So grenade jump is just doing a wall charge jump using climb and charge jump, followed by pressing a grenade 1 frame before you press that jump input. So nicely done from Ronny, showing them off. Beautiful dashes there, but gets
some
a little
damage.
bit lower.
Uh-oh.
but they make it to the health cell, fully healing up. And that is nice about that health cell in particular, right? Bringing them back to full. Ronny is going to be picking up one more health cell before the final escape, opting for the 5 HP swim. Meanwhile, Noxitu on the right, nicely done doing that there terror break trick to be able to get up.
Ronny refilling up on energy right there too. You saw him mousing around that energy. Very happy he got 2 energy from that first spore enemy there.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so Ronny on the left is going to be coming into Horror Fields, and we're going to see how they decide to traverse.
He did the old grenade jump last race. He's going for the new one this time. And gets it. Very nicely done from Ronny.
Yeah, that is actually a recent development, especially for the top level runners. They used to do a bit of a later grenade jump, but this is one over the elementals in the lava pit that has been recently worked into a lot of the top runners' routes. So very nicely done from Ronny to be able to hit that first try. But up here is another frame perfect trick, Richard. Ronny's going for door warp.
Yep, and we'll see. Ronny gets door warp first try. This is an incredible pace from Ronny, looking to be, another 28.
Yeah, best possible time sitting at a 28 flat, right? So if Ronny plays out of his mind in this final escape, they could close out a sub 28 on a tournament stage. Are you kidding me, Richard? This is so wild. Here we go, bashing up the lanterns. Ronny is going to be making it through the final escape. Next is the elemental room. Ronny just being a little bit careful, does not want to have to reset and do the escape over again. Then dropping down here is going to be the 5 HP swim. They did take long enough in the previous rooms for these fish to be lined up pretty well. And he gets through first try, but Noxitu taking
big
a
death. Oh, Kuro spawned for Ronny. That's really unfortunate. We'll see what Ronny does. Looks like he's just going...
Yeah, he's good. He's good. So,
yep.
But he bashed to the right. But no, it still worked. Okay, Ronny is able to get through with that grenade jump. They are going to be finishing with a low 28. With a low 28. That is such an epic time from Ronny, Richard.
Yeah, Ronny setting a really incredible performance here. When you're doing a race against someone you haven't, reset for this run, being that close to what your PB is when you're at such a high skill level like Ronny is, that is impressive and incredible to see. Ronny mousing around in a circle, just, didn't get this, but, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Still gonna come up with a 28 here, so, it's okay, Ronny. You have made it on to the next round, the round of 8, and we'll see how you perform.
Yeah. I mean, this is just the pure delight of watching a runner of Ronny's caliber, right? He is, I mean, as you mentioned, the previous All Skills tournament champion from the previous tournament, right? So, he is coming in, makes a very clear statement, right? We can just take off, the 30 to 40 seconds from this time and point and say, this is what you have to beat. This is what you have to beat if you want a chance at being able to compete against Ronny in the tournament. Very well played from Ronny. Going to be coming across the finish line, the 28.45, but keep in mind that is with failing the final grenade jump.
Yeah, incredible play from Ronny as Noxitu coming through Misty. It seems like a tradition for today. No energy through Misty Woods, unfortunately for either player. Having to grab that energy, but going a little too fast to get it. There we go.
Yeah, this is spooky. 2 health for Noxitu. They did place the safety save a little bit earlier.
Getting another energy here. Oh, no. Just didn't get it magneted to you, but there you go.
There it is. Okay, very, very well done from Noxitu. Coming through this section with 4 health and 1 energy is very comfy. This is the nice thing about being on 5 HP. If you go down to 2, if you go down to 3 health, you can just end up dropping a save and end up healing all the way back up to 5. That 5 as a number is a very, very comfortable number, especially in a section like Misty.
Yeah, and, let's not, knock on Noxitu too much, because really this is, a tough battle to fight when you're the 15th seed facing. Oh, Noxitu, incredible save. Had to interrupt myself. That was so good. Noxitu almost falling into the spikes, but imagine that, getting that. Oh, taking a death though. But look at the replay on the bottom right. Did you see that charge jump back to the Baneling to get up back to it? Ignore the fact that Noxitu died. That was amazing. I don't care what anyone else says.
Yeah, that is so incredible. But oh no, taking another hit to those tasty spikes, and now is going to opt to end up stopping down and then coming through the section. They
the
didn't
laser.
get the jump. This is why I tell people just do the air dash. Like the air dash is like not slower at all, but it just guarantees that you remove that laser. But using a dash glide means that if you jump too late, you're just gonna double jump in the air and not remove it. But nice meteor kick from Noxitu, and then coming back up does not get the charge jump because they were at the edge of the ledge. Almost falling into the spikes return, but charge jumps up. Nice recovery. Noxitu just absolutely saving these little blips, playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, and now we're going to be going into these later parts of Missy. One of the things when you can, when you've finished a race, basically your opponent's finished, you could try to do things that your opponent didn't do. So Noxitu could get the mini boss first try. Those are the little moral victories that you take away when you're finishing up a race like this. So we'll see how Noxitu does in this mini boss and see if Noxitu can get this kill first try.
All right, there we go. Takes down the first boss, takes down the second, grabbing that their intentional level up to be able to refill the energy, but more importantly, to be able to get that ability cell for that cutscene right outside of Light Grenade Tree. And knowing Noxitu, he's definitely going to want to get to that Light Grenade pickup as fast as possible. Beautiful charge dashes there with a Stomp Cancel to be able to make up some distance. Nice ramp there to be able to get over the first slime, and Stomp Canceling there to get the energy back. Nice exit from Noxitu, coming out onto energy to head over back into Blackroot Burrows for Light Grenade.
Yeah, and going into Blackroot Burrows here, there's going to be, not too much left in this game. I'm, kind of curious what's going through Nox2's mind. We've seen an incredible start here to the round of 16 with Ronny getting a 28 like this. So, Nox2 going to be going here, going a little bit past that save there. Wasn't able to rekindle it right away, but, it's all good.
Okay, getting on up. They are at 1 energy, and they are going to have to drop another save at the top. So it's going to be important for Noxitu to not lose this energy. Nice laser cycle there. Is able to get through the first one, gets through the second, and now charge jumping up. They're going to move over, be able to lock onto that bird with another charge dash. Beautifully done. Perfect energy management to be able to get past this cutscene and leveling up Ultra Magnet, which is very, very nice. It allows us to be able to get like 1 or 2 energy crystals without slowing down.
Yeah, and going into the end of the game, Noxitu in previous races has gone for a plethora of grenade jumps, and that's something that is obviously energy intensive here, as you can see. You got to throw a grenade each time, so having that extra energy will help you out with those extra grenade jumps. Nice little rekindle there, just in case you die somewhere along the way, going through these lasers.
Okay, nice bash on the Frankie here. Laser cycle perfectly timed out on the return visit itself. So nicely done using that stomp there for that energy crystal. That is one that does save a little bit of time, especially for the what's 20 seconds route. But coming over here, grabbing the health cell, opting to go up to 6 health, which is great. If you do a task-like final escape, as Noxitu and I do, having that 6 health cell is actually important to have, because you just go too fast that you need the 6 health for the swim, because the fish are not ready for you to get there that fast. So here we go, breaking another energy crystal with a stomp, and Noxitu is going to continue over, just taking a little bit of a breather there, and now is going to be heading back over to the left, and we are going to see how they execute whatever strat they decide to do in
And Noxitu is going to be doing this new grenade jump here, so we'll see if you can get it first try. This elemental took a jump a little too early there. Unfortunate. Going for a second one, actually. Probably just going for swag, trying to go for as many grenade jumps as possible. Looks like. Making it through.
Yeah, not quite getting the frame perfect timing press you need. It cannot be emphasized enough how incredibly difficult these grenade jumps are. You have to hit buttons that are exactly 1/60th of a second apart. And speaking of frame perfect tricks, we see Noxitu going for the next one, Door Warp.
All you gotta do is press up,
Yep.
Just press up, forehead.
Yep, press a button. Can you do it? He can!
And you can.
Very well done. first try from Noxitu on Doorway. Both of our runners getting that first try. Impressive display. And so we are going to see how Noxitu gets through. I do want to draw attention immediately. After they get through this falling rock section, they are going to be trying to go for a cutscene skip by throwing a light grenade and bashing it. Think of Kuro cutscene skip, right? Where we displace Ori from one side of the cutscene trigger to the other. So if Noxitu gets this, they are going to be able to grenade jump, and we're going to see...
Yep, right here.
No, they do not
didn't get it.
No, yeah, it's very, very precise and allows Noxitu to do a very, very fun grenade jump. But it looks like
Noxitu is gonna leave for a second.
Yeah. No, there's only one way. There's only one way. Beautiful grenade jump in the lantern room, able to get up and over without having to do those bashes. Dashes to
There
the
we
wall, so
go.
this might not work. Yeah, that's
unfortunate.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Noxitu almost stomping into the fire there. That's not what you
here
want.
comes
Ooh.
That was so close, Richard.
No, it wasn't. Look, this is planned. Noxitu has 1 health left. All of this was intentional. I don't know what you're talking about. Going for this last grenade jump here, bashing right into the wall there.
Yep, jumping off, and they get the input. First try, GG from Noxitu. Nice time save. That one at the end does save a significant number of time, and beautiful, beautiful display of skill and prowess. I mean, some of the most impressive stuff that I've seen from Noxitu, right? Getting a 37, maybe not the time they were hoping to get on a tournament stage, but they were able to recover, right? Like, in a lot of the hardest runs I've ever done to finish out have been ones with a big death or like a mistake or like really spooky sections. And Noxitu just showing their resilience and ability to continue forward. Big GGs for Noxitu. Well played.
Yeah, congratulations, Noxitu, getting 37-11 here. You know, when you're playing against the reigning champion of the Ori All Skills tournament, you can't ask for a victory, really. So, you know, having a very solid performance. We saw the final grenade jump work for Noxitu and not for Ronny. All right, you got some moral victories in there. And, you know, nicely done from both runners. Again, congratulations to Ronny getting that 28 in a tournament setting.
Man.
Incredible.
Yeah, I mean, a high 28, right? With failing the final grenade jump, right? It really does save over 30 seconds to hit that grenade jump. So it's just so incredibly impressive to see both of our runners putting on an excellent performance. And that being said, it looks like we are indeed joined by both of our runners. Noxitu, GG on the run, my friend, and Ronny, congratulations on the win, moving towards the quarterfinals of the tournament with this victory. GG. All right, so I guess we can go ahead and ask some questions here for our runners if they are ready. Noxitu, first one to you. Having picked up this speed game, especially like refining your route and the likes, were a lot of the things, especially in like late game grenade jumps and stuff, you sort of grabbed from watching other runners, or did you really decide to sit down yourself and work out the details?
Yeah, so for sure, like I am active on the Discord and try to like as soon as new strats are found, I try to use them, like Nef Steam Blast or your grenade jump in horror fields. But I also try to like, have also some experiments on my side, like this grenade Kuro cutscene skip in the final escape, which I failed this time.
Yeah, word. Yeah, very impressive display still. Like that one. I mean, we can tackle that with another question, but just very, very big GGs. And it looks like we are now also joined by Ronny. Ronny, GG, my friend, on the win, moving to the quarterfinals with this. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks. GG Noxitu.
GG, Ronny.
So I guess next question over to Ronny. Coming back into this run, right? You got a high 28, but missed the final grenade jump. What was it your goal to get like a low 28, or are you just coming into each match and just trying to close out the win and not worry too much about the time?
Yeah, I pretty much have a goal of getting a 28 in the races.
Wow.
So I'm happy to get that now. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in that grenade jump. I guess it was because of the despawn or something. Yeah.
I honestly can't remember. I do remember seeing something like that happen before. That was definitely weird because you got the angle and everything. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what happened.
Game. Thanks, game.
Yeah, but you know, Ronnie, you're going to be going up against the winner of OG and White Paws, and so my question to you is, who do you think will win that race, and what do you think your chances are against either of those players?
Man, it's hard to say. What are the seeds of each? I forgot. Oh, I can see in the stream actually.
Yeah, 7
yeah,
and
it's
10th seed.
I think anything can happen. There's not really anyone I like want to race more than the other. I'm just here for the fun of the races and trying to get my best times.
Yeah, and you know, question for Noxitu as well. This, you know, ends your run in the All Skills tournament here, but Noxitu, do you have any other Ori plans or other speedrunning plans coming up?
Yeah, so for sure being like I think on the top of my current form, like having PB during the tournament, I would like to try some other categories. So for example, 0 XP. I'm still not on leaderboards trying to get some reasonable time. Maybe I'll attempt this. Although this might get tricky now, especially because somewhere during the exit of Sorrow Pass, I actually broke my stomp key.
Oh
This
no!
actually
Oh
there is
no!
like
That's
all of
what
the
happened. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so all of the pauses that were then, like my stomp key now,
Oh.
like if I press it too much or too much, like it just jumps off the keyboard.
Oh no!
Oh
I'm so
no.
sorry. That is bad timing for your stomp key to break like that. Really unfortunate.
Oh man, good stuff. Well, GG's Noxitu, thank you so much for joining us here, and congratulations on your tournament performance with this tournament. It's been a pleasure to watch you work.
Thanks.
Okay, I guess one final question for Ronnie, right? We saw you're still going for a lot of the like really intense world record optimized strats while placing a number of safety saves. If you continue to progress through the tournament, do you have a plan with when you're going to drop the safety for more optimal play, like such as in Misty to save those frames, or as you're going through the tournament, even approaching the grand finals, are you going to continue to opt to place down a lot of those safety saves and strats?
Yeah, I think I will continue with the safety saves. I'm not in this run. I was a bit unhappy with my energy management. I was like losing energy all the time in Misty. Yeah, but maybe in like the in finals when it's a best of 3, you can afford to skip some of these safety saves.
Interesting. Right. All right. Well, hey, great stuff, Ronnie. Congratulations on taking down Noxitu in this round of 16 and moving on to the quarterfinals. Very, very excited to see you continue to match and progress in the tournament. GG's, my friend.
Thanks.
Great. Okay. Well, that being said, this is going to do it for the Ori action here today. But don't worry, we have many matches that are going to be coming up throughout the week. On Wednesday, we are going to be seeing Guitar Rex versus Rin, which will be at 6 p.m. UTC. And then on Thursday, we are going to be featuring 2 matches. OG versus White Paws, which is going to be Ronnie's next opponent, the winner of that match, which will be at 3 p.m. UTC on Thursday. And then followed by Covert Muffin, myself, versus Sirius at 6 p.m. UTC, with another match on Sunday featuring Cheese Lover versus Infinite at 10 a.m. UTC. A nice early morning one for those runners there. And that being said, I could not have done this alone. Richard, thank you so much for joining on comms, as well as Fupio, who tracked the stats and gave us useful information, and Lion for doing that there restream. But that being said, that's going to do it for us here today, folks. We will see you on Wednesday for Guitar Rex versus Rin at 6 p.m. UTC. Have a wonderful rest of your days and evenings, and we will see you then.